Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is a new segment that we're starting on the channel, and I'm going to call it Underwriting Tips. During these segments, I'm going to drop one or two tips that I've encountered or come across over the past few years of underwriting I think would benefit you and improve your underwriting workflow. Today's video is going to be on one of my favorite Excel functions, and that's Goal Seek. Goal Seek is something that I use on every single deal that I'm underwriting to come up with the underwritten price. I'm going to show you how it can help speed up your underwriting process. Hi, my name is Manny. I'm an underwriter for XSITE Capital and also a clinical pharmacist here in Los Angeles. The goal of this channel is to help busy professionals like you become savvy multifamily investors by helping you understand the numbers. Now let's jump into a real life deal and I can show you how to best utilize Goal Seek when underwriting deals. Let's take a look at a deal that I underwrote last night, and I'm going to show you how I use Goal Seek and how you can start using it in underwriting deals. Typically, when we get these deals from brokers, they already have an asking price as the desired price that the seller is willing to sell the property for. But once you receive all the financials, do your market research, do the analysis of the property financials, input the debt, insurance, taxes, then you have to come up with your underwritten price. That's the price that you use to put in your offer. Goal Seek is a function that I use to arrive at that underwritten price once I've completed all of my analysis. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. This is a deal that we received from the broker, and I completed the underwriting already. I've gone through the full process. I've done my rent roll analysis, T12 analysis, did all of my pro forma analysis, and this is typically my workflow when I'm underwriting deals. Once I receive all the financials, I do the entire analysis, and the price that we arrive at, or the underwritten price, that's the last step in my process. I just look at the numbers and the property financials, and at the end of my analysis, I come up with my underwritten price. For a lot of these multifamily deals, a lot of these syndication deals, the price is usually driven by the desired returns. Whatever returns your investors want, that's what drives the price. Based on the information that we receive from the broker, the seller is asking $34.5 million for this property. It's 192 units. I've already done all of my analysis. Now I'm trying to determine what price I'm willing to pay for this property. That's the purchase price. The $34.5 million, that's the asking price, but that's not the price I'm going to offer to the broker. That's going to be based on my analysis and what returns my investor base want. There's no rule of thumb when it comes to returns. It all depends on what your investors want. That's why I always say that there's a buyer at every single price, because what drives that price is the desired returns. As you can see on this green box, the returns are not so great. For XSITE Capital, what our investors want is a minimum average annual return of 18%, cash on cash at least 6%. That's what we usually solve for a lot of these deals that we get. At the current asking price and based on the financials, our pro forma analysis, all of our future projections, updated taxes and insurance, the returns are not so great. Typically, I would go to the purchase price and keep reducing that amount until I arrive at the desired return. For example, we're at 34.5. Say if I take this down to 28 million, that takes us to an average annual return of 12. But my investors want at least 18%. Let's go down to 25, 19%. We're getting close. 25.4. But you can see how daunting and time consuming, even if it's 2 minutes, that's still a lot of time. You can be focused on other deals, just trying to come up with that price based on that desired return of 18%. And that is where Goal Seek comes in, because Goal Seek can help you come up with that underwritten price based on your output. Rather than reducing that price one step at a time, I'm going to use the Goal Seek function to arrive at that 18% average annual return. To access the Goal Seek function, go over to data, my default to home. Click on data, go to what if analysis, and I'm using Excel for Mac, but it's similar for Windows. Go to what if analysis. You want to select Goal Seek. Once you select Goal Seek, you're going to have the Goal Seek text box come in. This is the cell that you're trying to define your desired value. That's already selected. That's cell U35. Excel is going to ask you what value you want in that cell. My desired return is 18%, so I'm going to do 0.18. So that's 18 divided by 100, so that's 0.18. This text box is going to ask you what cell is Excel going to change to arrive at that 18%. I want Excel to change this cell. Again, there's a fixed value in that cell. If you look at this goal seek text box, set this value to 18% by changing F23. If I click OK, you can see Excel is doing a lot of the analysis on the back end and arrives at 25.346. I can just click OK here and I have my average annual return. If I wanted to submit an offer on this property based on the returns that my investor base desires, I would be submitting somewhere around 25.3 million. What if rather than using the average annual return, my investor base wanted a minimum of 7% cash on cash? Same process. Go over to your cash on cash, go over to your data tab, what if analysis, goal seek, and I want to set that value to 7% because I want a desired cash on cash of 7%. That's 0.07. Again, we're trying to come up with that underwritten price. So we're changing that purchase price or that underwritten price. Excel is going to go into that purchase price cell, play with the numbers to arrive at a 7% cash on cash. We would have to offer 24.6 million. That's what I use every time underwriting a deal. It speeds up the process because I don't have to keep changing the numbers to arrive at my desired returns. I can use goal seek and come up with that purchase price. The main thing to know is that this input has to be a fixed value. It cannot be a formula. If it's a formula, the goal seek function might not work. Also, if there's not a direct relationship, then the goal seek function might not work. But this is a quick way to come up with the underwritten price when you analyzing deals. Hopefully that's beneficial to you and your process. If you were able to gain some value from this content, please hit like and hit the subscribe button so you're notified whenever we drop a video.